Hey folks, hope you guys are doing good today. Boy, it's been busy.
Hey folks, hope you guys are doing good.
There we go. I was making sure the stream worked on the in the other window there. Boom! Echoes. Echoes. All right, we're trying out something a little bit newer today, which is using Restream to see if this can show up on Twitter as well. So we'll just try it out and see how it's doing here. So workflow is a little bit different than my normal setup, and I guess I apologize for that. So I don't know. While we get people in here, I'm going live a little bit earlier because house is on the market. So I have an expectation that there's going to be a bunch of people wanting to come by and look at it like there were the other day, which just kind of puts us at a little bit of a disadvantage and just makes it a little bit harder to, I don't know, to schedule things like normal streams that I do every week. I will probably not be streaming next week because I will be driving to Texas. So I'm not moving. I'm moving my mom, and I'm moving some of my stuff ahead of my regular move because I can't ship it with a regular mover. Things like guns and guitars, which they won't ship guns. And you're not supposed to ship ammunition. And then guitars, I just don't trust people to ship because especially during like something like June, they're going to come out at the other side like all kinds of finish checking and broken and things like that. Especially like my good classical guitars, which are made out of rainforest woods, they're just going to get cracked in the heat. I've taken really good care of my guitars. My main guitar, my SRAM, turned 21 last March, or this March, I should say. So a couple days ago, it turned 21. My guitar's old enough to drink. It was made in 2001. Is it okay to return to drawing at 31 after 20 years without practice? Absolutely, but you should consider it, consider yourself a learner, right? Not a novice, not an amateur or something like that, but a learner, in that you can gobble up the information and pursue whatever path you want to within that. Absolutely, it's fine to do that. I picked up writing. I mean, I had written I hadn't done any serious fiction writing in like, I don't know how long. When I decided to start writing again, like 10 years, let's say. I'd done lots of nonfiction writing, like I had written as part of, my degrees and things like that, written scholarly sorts of things, but not writing fiction. So that was like almost a brand new endeavor at that point. So absolutely, it's great to return to writing after however many years. Or great to return to drawing. I can't give you advice, like really good advice on like what's the path to take to like figure out how to be a good drawer. You're gonna have to figure that out from another artist who has some skill teaching students and directing them on different paths. But I can tell you that regardless of what you're doing, the process is pretty much always the same. And I talk about this in my book, actually. We need to get our lava folder. There it is. It's missing. And Piglet. Okay. Which is, it's all about practice. So as long as you set aside time every day to do your work, to practice, then you will get better pretty much no matter what. You can be like blind in the dark, not knowing what you're doing, and you're going to end up getting better just because you're practicing. So the most important thing to do is to do it, is to practice. And having direction towards the practice will actually help you even more, because you don't want to be what's called a practice zombie. Practice zombies were, and I have this anecdote in the book, Keys to Prolific Creativity. I'll go ahead and link it in case anyone doesn't have it yet and just maybe wants it. Get all my links going here. So a practice zombie, there were these people when I was in college that would go into the practice rooms and they would just play the same music day after day, like perfect, that they've been playing for 5 years, 10 years, maybe 20 years, I don't know. They played the same music day after day, or they go outside and play their pieces. And the thing is that if you're actually practicing music, you should be playing things that you can't play yet. It should sound bad, in other words, because you are learning things that you haven't learned yet. You're learning new pieces, you're practicing new things you haven't done. And so it's going to be rough, right, until you polish it up. Unless you're like cleaning for a recital or something like that, you really shouldn't sound perfect at all. So practice zombies just go in, they play the same pieces they've always played, they play the familiar stuff they know, and that's all they do. They don't do anything else. They never learn new music. They never do anything. They play what feels good for them to play that they already know. And so they never get any better. They get to whatever point they're at, and then they just kind of stop there. They've learned some music they like, and they never get any better. You don't want to be a practice zombie. So you always want to be working on something you can't do yet. And luckily, we're in the internet age where you can figure out anything. Like you could just go look up a bunch of YouTube videos on shading, for instance. And you can see a bunch of different artists explain how they shade and how to do shading, how to do inking. And you can go from there. You can start practicing what they are doing and just iterate and practice. And before you know it, it's just a skill you've acquired. Once you have a little bit of demonstration of how to do it and you put it into practice yourself, boom, all of a sudden you're shading correctly. Or like facial proportions, right? So you go find a video on like how to draw faces, facial proportions, and facial angles, and just start practicing the main angles of the face, which is going to be like, a straight one, a profile, like a quarter turn. Those are going to be like your main facial poses as an artist. And just start iterating, practice, and make all the proportions correct on every single face you do. And before you know it, drawing faces starts to become easy. And I'll tell you, I'm not a super profound artist. I do practice art, and I've been trained as an artist by my mom, who's an artist. But if the face is not correct, that's the main thing. It's something that sticks out immediately. When I look at comic artists, that's how I know that they haven't really been trained or that they're amateurs, is that the facial proportions are not right. And sometimes there's really big name artists that have a lot of clout, and every time I look at their face, I'm like, they don't know what they're doing, because they can't draw a face with correct proportions. There's always something a little bit off. One eye's off, the mouth is slightly off, the mouth is not lined up with the nose correctly. They're just drawing without thinking about how the face is arranged. So all their characters come out slightly wonky. It's the same thing with like just body proportions. If the artist doesn't really know body proportions, they never practiced it. They may be able to do some things correctly or some things in an appealing way, but if the body proportions are off, it looks off. I remember looking at I think it was like a Spider-Man comic, and the muscles were not correct. Like the attachments for the tricep were way off. And so in this one pose with Spider-Man, like the tricep attachment, I don't know if you could see on my arm, right? So you could see that like the tricep, there's this dip here. See how far back it is? They had it like way up on the elbow, and it looked like there was something wrong with his arm. So practicing anatomy is important, but nothing's more important than the face. Anyway, so you practice that, and then before you know it, like drawing and recognizing correct faces becomes easy because you've practiced it. So it's going to be the same path, whatever you choose. It's all about practice, but you don't want to be a practice zombie. You want to be practicing things you don't know yet. You want to be gaining that knowledge you don't know and doing it. You want to always be doing it. The key to getting better is to do it. Learn by doing is like my number one thing. I have learned this as a musician, as a writer, as a music teacher who's taught well over 1,000 students. You learn by doing. You do not learn by like for instance, if you want to learn a piece of music. Now, I'm going to tell you that there are many music instructors who believe the opposite of this, but the professionals I talked to early really taught me that this is the correct way to do it. You don't practice scales. You don't need to practice scales that much unless you're a jazz musician, and then there's a certain way that you need to practice the scales in order to use them in jazz, which is to improvise. And I teach that. I've taught that many times. But if you have a piece of music, you don't practice scales. You don't practice hammer-ons and pull-offs 30 hours a day to try to learn a piece. Hammer-ons and pull-offs are like a warm-up for your hands to strengthen your hands. But like, you don't practice technique in order to do the piece. You practice technique maybe as a warm-up. It should be a short part of your practice. You practice the piece to learn the piece. You practice music to learn the music, right? If there's a scale passage in some piece of music that you need to learn, learning a bunch of different, Segovia scales it's not going to help you learn that music. It's just not, because the scale passage in the music is different. You need to learn the scale passage that's in the music, and that's how you're actually going to get better at it. You got to learn by doing. I kept drawing retro stuff, pixel art for fun, and got offered a job at an indie studio, but now I regret for not venturing due to lack of fame. I want to study and learn. Study and learn. Luckily, it's much more free now than it used to be. Right? Way more free. You can just go onto YouTube and get tons of stuff. And if you want like really deep stuff, there's lots of artists who have Patreons that will teach you really deep stuff. So there's Jesse White, I think still has one. I've had him on the channel. You can see his art behind me, right? So he's a really good comic artist, one of the best around that I think is accessible. And Howard Lyon, who did stuff for like Brandon Sanderson and Magic the Gathering. He has Patreons. He'll teach you classical painting styles if that's what you want to learn. And he's really good at it. So if you want to learn the style of painting faces and painting images in general, that's, say, romantic style and before, he will know how to do it better than anyone. Like, he's very good. I think he's an artist working out of Utah. I think he's in Utah still, but he's really good. And he's a very, very, very nice guy if you ever get to have a conversation with him too. All right. Everybody's here. Kind of went on that spiel. That's a good little spiel. Let's do another one before we start gaming here. I want to talk about the Apple effect. In fact, I think I have an Apple device to demonstrate this effect. Or just to hold up as a prop. Or maybe I don't. I've become incredibly disorganized as I've tidied up. Tidying up has disorganized me more than anything on earth. And I don't have it. I was going to show an Apple iPod, second generation, which I still have. And it still works. Sort of. If you have it plugged in, it works. And that's the problem. is that the battery's dead and you can't change the battery very easily. You have to have like expert knowledge to change the battery. Anyway, I don't have it. All right. The Apple effect. The Apple effect is when consumers lose choice in the market due to the anti-consumer activities of a major player. So most of the time in markets, in free markets, you have competition. Competition inspires companies to offer the consumer more value. They need the consumer's money. The consumer wants as much value as possible for their money. They're going to choose the company that gives them the most for their money. And so that's kind of where supply and demand meet. The company's trying to make as much money as possible, as much profit as possible, of course. The consumer is trying to get as much for their dollar as possible. And so what ends up happening is the company offers a lot of value to the consumer because there's many companies competing in the same space. So in general, the consumer wins with free market competition. The Apple effect is when you have a substantial player in the market start to do things that are anti-consumer, that hurt the consumer, that are bad for the consumer, that remove value from the consumer. And by acting unilaterally in that way, their competitors also end up doing the same thing. And I call this the Apple effect. Now, Apple, if you've been following Right to Repair stuff, like if you watch Louis Rossman's channel or something like that, Apple is very bad when it comes to repairing their devices, and they're bad about a bunch of other things as well, and it's nothing new. So if we go way back in time to let's just say the late 80s and early 90s, Macintosh computers, you could not plug a regular microphone into a Macintosh computer. You could only plug Apple's proprietary microphones into a Macintosh computer, and they had a patent on it, so only they could make the mics. And they were garbage. They weren't good, right? What people would end up doing is taking the mics apart and basically creating a way to plug other microphones into the Apple mics. So the Apple mic had this longer than normal 1/8" jack, or like, what is it, a 3.5 millimeter jack. Anyway, they had this longer than normal jack because rather than having the preamp within the circuitry of the computer, as would be normal, so any microphone could be plugged into it, they put the preamp in the microphone, the body of the microphone itself. Why did they do this? Not for any practical reason. You know, removing the preamp from being near the logic board doesn't like remove interference or something like that. It doesn't do anything. What it does do is it makes it so you can only buy the Apple microphones to use with your Macintosh computer. And they would, put them on top here, like right where my webcam is now. You'd like put a little microphone on top there, and that would work. So back then, that was an example. It's like this was a thing that was anti-consumer. Now, lots of companies had their own proprietary thing. Apple stuff was all proprietary. Their keywords were ADB, Apple Desktop Bus. They had their own desktop bus that they used. It was actually compatible with S-video cables, oddly enough. Kind of weird, but there you go. Then they did something that really pushed the market in a certain direction, and people look back at it now and they frame it as like genius, but at the time it was actually really bad. And that was they removed the floppy drive from their computers. And I believe this happened with the original iMacs, those kind of blue teal colored iMacs that came out in the late 90s. And they got rid of the floppy drive. Now, at the time, the floppy was really too small to handle most data applications. It was outdated. It was definitely outdated. So they took it out of the computer, and all you had was a CD drive. Now, the problem there is that in the 90s, internet connectivity was not as good as it is now, not nearly as good. You couldn't email yourself a file, and you could, but it would take you minutes to upload it, and it would take you minutes to download it. Even like a Word file or a file that was like 2 megabytes would be a rather substantial file to like email to yourself. And some email clients wouldn't even accept attachments over 1 megabyte. That's how it was, because everyone had dial-up internet. It was slow as crap. So you can email yourself a file very easily, and that was annoying. But if you wanted to get the file off a computer, onto a computer without internet access, because lots didn't have internet access, you needed some kind of storage media to do it. There was no way to get the files off your iMac. because the CD drive that was in it was not a CD writer. CD writers were very expensive. It was just like an 8X or 16X CD drive. So what did that do? Well, everybody who bought a Mac, starting with that iMac, had to also buy an external floppy drive. So all it did was increase the cost of the computer off the stated price. So the stated price would be like $1,200. You'd have to pay an extra $150 for an external floppy drive, or like an iOmega zip drive or something like that. You'd have to pay extra money to get an external drive to write files to take them off the computer. So all it did was remove consumer choice. It wasn't like, well, yeah, the floppy was outdated at the time. You didn't replace it with anything. You didn't put anything in there that the consumer could then use instead of a floppy. Maybe a better floppy that held 20 megabytes would have been amazing at the time. You'd have to install an iOmega zip drive. I had iOmega zip drives on I still have my zip drive sitting around with my zip disks, because I would have to carry zip disks from home to school in order to transfer files between the Macs at school and my Macintosh at home. So it completely eliminated a bunch of good things for the consumer and ended up costing them more money. But people kind of stuck with it because they were in the Mac ecosystem already, and it was a cool looking computer, and the price on paper was attractive. Once that happened, then other companies felt okay removing the floppy drive as well. But they didn't replace it with anything. That's the point. And at a certain point, I remember using my iPod as a portable hard drive, because I could boot it up and I could connect it as a FireWire hard drive and move it between different Macintosh computers. And it held 20 gigs. It was amazing. That brings me to the iPod. The iPod did not have a removable battery. So back in the late 90s and early 2000s, you didn't get a device. There were no devices that had internal batteries that could not be changed by the consumer. Every device had a battery that you could open it up, and a rechargeable battery, take it out, like mini disc players. They all had these rechargeable batteries you could take out and put a new battery in. So the iPod had a non-removable battery. And what happened? Well, my iPod's battery died after like a year and a half of use, and there was a lawsuit over it, and they gave me like $100 in Apple Store credit. Great. I didn't want to buy anything from them. Well, what could I buy from them from $100? Everything was like hundreds of dollars. So what did consumers have? They had devices that just became bricks. They became useless after 2 years. Now, my iPod still works if you have it plugged in. So if you have it plugged into power, you can still use it. But that's not really the point of an iPod. The point of an iPod is to like carry it around and listen to music. So, but once that internal battery idea was there, people were able to buy it. You could just kind of continue on. And when people's devices died, they just bought another one. Because consumers were wanting to buy the quality Apple product, were wanting to buy the cool, hip product. It's the same thing with the iPhone. The iPhone came out, didn't have a removable battery. All the other players in the market, back in the day, you could get Android phones, the back would pop off, you could change out the battery. Now you can't. You can't change the battery out of this by itself. This one still has one important feature, which is a headphone jack, and I will not buy a phone that doesn't have a headphone jack. Apple did the same thing. They removed the headphone jack. There was room for it. There was no reason to remove the headphone jack. It wasn't costing them. It was costing them like nothing to have a headphone jack in their phones. They removed it to force you to buy adapters and to encourage people to buy their wireless, like AirPod headphones. It was to make consumers have less choice, not more. You have infinite choice with a headphone jack. You can plug any headphones into it. But you take away the headphone jack, all of a sudden, it's a lot more appealing to buy the AirPods because you don't have to get some kind of dumb adapter to plug them into your phone. You can charge your phone while you're listening to it or something else like that. It becomes a much more convenient sell. So that's why they got rid of the headphone jack. It was to encourage people to buy wireless headphones, which they sold. So that's the Apple effect. And once that happened, Samsung got rid of their headphone jack. This is an S10 Plus. I think starting with the S20 or whatever, they got rid of the headphone jack. They're like, well, Apple got rid of it. So consumers are already primed to have less choice and less options in their phone. They got rid of IR blasters on their phone. They've pruned features over the years for their phones while the price goes up. So yes, it's called the Apple effect. That's what I call it. And that is where consumers lose because one big player in the market is able to take away consumer choice and not suffer the consequences of competition taking away. Apple has its own ecosystem. It has its own lockdown store. there's a big opportunity cost. There's a cost to abandoning Apple. I abandoned my Apple phones and all the software library that I had bought on the platform because I was just not going to go any further with them while they didn't have headphone jacks and things like that. I refused. It's like I'm not going any further with them. They also updated my like iPhone 3, I think, or 3G, so that it like became a brick. Like it was unusable after an update. I think on purpose, right? To encourage, oh, my phone's running slow now. I'll go buy a new phone. It's to turn products that were formerly durable goods into disposable goods. That's a bad thing, in my opinion. But only a big player in the market can really do it. You have to have a dominant, like really trendy, a player that's not going to suffer competitive consequences from eliminating consumer choice. And Apple is that company. There might be other companies in in different markets that are really similar. Like if Tesla were to do something with electric cars, like they have their own little charger, maybe that's an example. It kind of takes away consumer choice, but people still do it because it's a Tesla, things like that. Accursed lightning connectors, yeah. Just bought a Switch. Recommendations for RPGs that aren't Final Fantasy. There are so many. So, Triangle Strategy just came out. It has really fun gameplay if you like Final Fantasy Tactics. What are some other good RPGs on the Switch? I liked Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's another tactical RPG. If you want more turn-based one, there's Bravely Default 2. I haven't played that except for the demo. I haven't bought it. I just haven't done a lot of playing on the Switch. That's why I haven't been buying Switch games. There's like, let me think of some other ones. What is it? Tales of Vesperia is on Switch, I think. Lost Sphere might be on Switch, which is a kind of a traditional JRPG, plus all the classic JRPGs. You can find like the re-releases of like Final Fantasy VII and all those. All those are really good to play on the Switch as well. There's Final Fantasy XII on the Switch, which is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. Dragon Quest XI is on the Switch, which is a great game. Yeah, there's so many. There's tons of RPGs on the Switch. Really, so many. Another Apple effect. When Apple products appear in movies, they cannot legally be used by villains. So there's a detective movie in which you can tell the culprit straight away because he uses Android. Yeah, in order to have him on the screen, that would be kind of funny. It would be kind of funny. I'm going to put this over here. There we go. Let's put this here. Make this big. And where is it? There it is. Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 are both pretty fun. Phantasy Star. You can play that on your phone with an emulator, though, too. I love using my gaming headphones when gaming, so now I don't want to upgrade and lose the jack. I like using my really nice studio headphones when gaming. I plug those into the PS5, and the 3D audio works really good. I don't want to lose the headphone jack. Link for Jesse's Patreon. I don't have it, but it's you can find him on Twitter, Jesse White Comic. All right. Let's load this. Let's load state. All right. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. So overpowered. Let me review my blitz skills because I haven't played in a while. Yeah, it starts left and goes around right. Maybe in just the right place. There we go. Alright, now do we want to try Cultist Tower? I'm trying to think if there's anything else we want to like tidy up before we go kill Kefka. I think it's going to be go to, where is the map? I think there's one up here. Right here. Is it? I think this is it. Nebot's Rock. Is there a cave here? Oh, I don't remember. One upside of the EU is they actually keep rolling on legislation to force companies to make phones repairable, have replaceable batteries, etc. Yeah, I mean, there's an upside right there for the consumer. But it's like when they all act in concert, what are you supposed to do? You know? It just takes one major player to step against the consumer, and then they're all, okay, Apple's doing it, let's do it too. I don't remember if I did this yet. Arsenal! A Da Vinci brush. Let's buy one of those. Forgot I think I need a different party to do this. Dragon Quest 1 through 3 and 11 are on Switch. There's a Genesis collection that includes Phantasy Stars 2 through 4. Sword of Vermilion, Shining in the Darkness. I think I need to change some party members around. Yes. Let's go. I think we need to have Cornpo. And what's her face? So-and-so! Our Cthulhu worshiper. And I mean, do we want Sigma and Chad? I feel like we really should do. Let's do. Sigma and Juno. It's probably a good party. And do equip Cornpo. No one has sprint shoes. To get them some espers. What esper do you need? Let's see, Starlet. Let's unequip everyone real quick so we get the good stuff. Put our equipment back on in a bit. Would you narrate a book if someone paid you? It really depends on the pay rate, I guess. Right now, I don't have the capacity because I don't know if you could tell how echoey it is in here, but once you take all the stuff out, I can't do any good audio recording in here. Like I wouldn't be able to even do it until I wouldn't be able to do it for months. Just wouldn't have the time or the capacity. So right now, I can't even narrate my own books right now. I just don't have the time. Relics. Ribbon, sprint shoes. And then he can use the Cursed Shield. No one hurt him. I think it's 200 total battles with the Cursed Shield. Would you make the Halo TV series review? No, I don't want to watch that. I don't like watching TV at all. I really dislike watching TV. I'm trying to remember what I did with her. I think I did like the dragon boots. Alright. Oh yeah. I'm gonna give her a Esper. Oh yeah, she's almost learned those. Alright, I'll equip that. I mean, he'll learn this stuff really quick. Alright. Haven't seen any shows for a pretty long time. Most recent ones were Chernobyl and True Detective, which were really damn good. Yeah, I don't like the TV format at all. I really dislike it. It's really boring to me. Everything's a soap opera, and I'm just not interested in soap operas. Just dragging out plots for 100 episodes is just not fun for me at all. Lore. Alright, Relay, I learned a bunch of stuff. The music's kind of loud. Alright, we'll turn it down a little bit. Thank you. There we go. A little better. That's a little better. Get her a better... She already knows some cure magic. We'll do Phoenix. For her. Not enough tents. That's all of those. That's so much gold. Thoughts on post-ironic books or writing? I don't know what that means. So I don't know how to answer you. I don't know what post-ironic is. Yay, we're back! It's like old times. Time to relax. Home sweet home. This is terrible. Gungo's hurt. Gungo? Gungo, wake up. Who did this to you? It was Haydn, the beast you and I used to hunt. I almost had it. You took on Haydn? Go. Cornball, please, you must avenge me. Oh, God. Gramps, why are you hesitating? Well, I spent my youth chasing that creature. To do it again at this age is more than I bargained for. Gongo, rest easy. I'll do it for you. Grandpa. Just a minute. You don't think you're going alone, do you? I've spent too many years of my life hunting that thing. It is my obsession, not yours. But Grandpa, this obsession of yours could easily slay you. You're my grandfather. I can't just sit idly by and watch you go. Sorry, Relea. I'm so grateful that you care. But as its name implies, the Haidon is extremely difficult to find. And as I go alone, it will not show itself. Next stop, Ebbett's Rock. Phew. All right, let's go. Oh, there's a cave. Now there's a cave. That makes sense. Come on. There we go. I love the voices you do for the characters. Thank you. I'd like to add something to it. Oh, this level. Received 5 pieces of coral. Oh, we got to get all the pieces of coral. That's right. You have to get 22 pieces or something. Well, that makes it a little easy. Hello from Morocco. Hope things are going there. It's probably getting nice and warm. It's getting warm here. All right, we're at 8 pieces. Yeah, she just skills everything. Cornpo learned something. What did you learn? What does he have on? He has Starlet. Wow, he's almost learned everything. That's great. It's so easy to get lost in this area. 8 plus 3, 8 plus 5. We have 13 pieces. Problem with Sketch is that half the time it heals them. Yep, offering Genji Glove combo, it's really overpowered. Alright, we have 13 pieces. Uh-oh, I'm hungry. Hungry. Feed me. Otherwise I won't let you by. I like to eat coral. Have any? We gotta get all of it before we can feed this guy. Alright, we're at 14 pieces. How's the move going? Well, I'm trying to sell the house right now, so that's why I'm streaming early. I anticipate that I will have people coming by later to try to look at this house. Cornpo's not really doing much here. He's just sitting around. Thoughts on... Yeah, okay. Any recommendations for what to start with? Oh, for Switch. Honestly... starting with Final Fantasy games, there's no wrong place to start. If you want a modern game, Final Fantasy 13 is actually good. You know? If you want a more classic game, I think Final Fantasy 6 or 4 are great to start with. But you could start with 7 on the Switch. It's a great... it's still a great game. It still holds up. There's a reason people really love Final Fantasy 7. There's no wrong place to start. It just kind of depends what you want. If you're like, I really don't like turn-based battles, Final Fantasy 12 is amazing. I just hit for 8K. Better Call Saul is an excellent show. It's coming to an end soon. They have the final season, 13 episodes as opposed to 10. Your video, Live in the Pod and Eat Bugs, could be considered a post-ironic short story. I thought it was just comedy. I don't know what post-ironic means. I still don't get it, sorry. 5 pieces, I think I'm at 19. So I gotta get 3 more. Maybe in that it's like, it's both funny and realistic. It's like it's funny. It's framed as a satire, but it's actually not very satirical at all. It's more like just real, because San Francisco is just like that. Irony is comedy, post-irony is also comedy. Alright. I'll trust you. People are like, I know you frame this as like a satire, but it's like not satire. Like, I think there's one more. Two more. I'm hoping that's all the coral. I lost count here. There's a video called Plandopolis that's basically that story, but as a favorable speculation, and it's over 10 years old. Right, but the idea of being so nonchalant about eating bugs is what makes it post-ironic. Yeah, they're just eating bugs. Received a piece of coral. Maybe that's all of them. Displayer. Oh, look at this guy. That's a cool sprite. He threw his rib at her. It's okay, he'll be dead very soon. Leia learned life. Yeah, KOTOR is turn-based. Sort of. You'd probably like Final Fantasy 12. Because it's like KOTOR. In terms of like you have an active, you have active things going on unless you pause the action and start giving out. Displayer. I think I'm not even using like the best weapons. There we go. Now we're using the best weapons. I'm like, we're not even going full power here. Appenicus. Yeah, I just hit for 8,000. David Foster Wallace has wrote some good post-ironic books. I hate David Foster Wallace, but okay. I shouldn't say that. I think the micro of his books is funny. The problem is he can't write a book. So he writes like a 900,000 page book with no story. You know, that's the problem with David Foster Wallace. David Foster Wallace is not post-ironic, he's postmodern. And really is like embracing the postmodern kind of fully. There's definitely comedy to his writing. And I think if he were to only write short fiction, I think he'd be like amazing. But the fact that you have something like Infinite Jest, the infinite jest of reading Infinite Jest is that he got you to read like a 500,000 word book with no story. It's a big joke on you that you read it at all. And I don't think I really don't think it's post-ironic at all. I mean, it's just an ironic view of modern life, that's all. And like corporate owners of like tennis players and stuff like that. It's all very funny from the 90s. It's kind of like Idiocracy. You know? Yeah, I really shouldn't say like I hate his work or anything. I just don't like the fact that he doesn't write books. They're like, I would never recommend them to somebody as a cool thing. I mean, there's people out there who like David Foster Wallace books. It's like try reading this. You know, first 100 pages are good, and then it doesn't go anywhere. It just keeps not going anywhere until you get to the last page and there's no ending. And that's really what postmodernism is about, in a sense. All right, save down there. Now, do we need to use man, we have a lot of mana. We really don't need to use anything. Lol, dude, I totally tricked you into reading a book. What the heck? Alright. That was interesting. Another piece of coral. Oops. Didn't put in the blitz input. My teachers at school tricked me into reading books all the time. They called it homework. I'm sure there are, like, classes that make you read David Foster Wallace, like at the university level. Oh boy, I'm back here. Alright, now I'm back at the beginning. Now here. What the heck is going on? Good old Juno, killing everyone. I bet you she doesn't have an Esper that's quick. Oh yeah, we're learning quick. Irony is a way to virtue signal how above it all you are. It's like to pretend you don't care, I guess. Right? It's part of it. It's like hipster Hitler. Just keep going back here. Lost. Starting to wish I'd studied literature more. Don't make that wish. You can study literature right now. Just read some books, and then you've studied literature. I'm pretty sure I have more than 22 pieces of coral, so I just have to find my way to that, to the treasure chest. If the teleporting is random. It feels random. Like I don't... I'm not recognizing my way through this at all. Go, Juno! Yeah, it's a little annoying that it's so random, but whatever. Appenicus. Once you touch the subject they won't allow descent for, that love for dissent and jokiness instantly disappears. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, irony is kind of a way to pretend that you're not serious about something. Maybe that is why, like, live in the pod and eat bugs is post-irony, is because I'm serious about living in the pod and eating bugs. It's like an actual thing. If you want a deeper study of Storycraft itself, I have hundreds of videos on it. So you can watch those. And there's other people who talk about it too. The thing is that literature degrees will not give you that. You know, what literature professors are interested in talking about is not how to write books or how books are good or what their parts are or anything like that. It's about like their historical significance and some sort of set of themes and why those matter. And now if you were to study it now, you're just going to get like a really like SJW kind of history of literature. You won't even be reading important literature. You'll be reading literature that they wish was important. And in general, that's the way it's been for more than 20 years. Is that they have you read books that they wish people liked. Have you read books that they wish were important. You know? So, you know, you'll read books that, like Ulysses by James Joyce, which is like the most abandoned book ever in the history of the world. Why read that? Oh, well, it's really important. Was it? It's not influential on anyone. No one likes reading it. You know, what was more influential from the first half of the 20th century was Tarzan and Princess of Mars. But you'll never read Tarzan and Princess of Mars in a literature class because they hate, quote, the pulps. They're not interested in the literature everybody read and enjoyed. They're only interested in munch, 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 munch. Ah, what a feast. I'm stuffed, completely full. Burp. Whew. Oh yeah, you want to pass through here, right? What the... All right, here we go. Yeah, modern education is not going to teach you what you need to know about literature, whether you're interested in studying it in a like academic sense or you're interested in learning how to write. It won't do those things. So yeah, I used Ulysses as a great example. It's like, this is the important piece of modern literature, structuralist literature that is about aesthetics and blah, 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 and style. It's like, nah, you should really be reading like the Barsoom books by Edgar Rice Burroughs. And you should be reading The Hobbit, right? Like the most influential books of the 20th century are not James Joyce, not even close. As far as like, not just popular, but influential. Like, the Barsoom books, the like Princess of Mars, those Edgar Rice Burroughs books are the most copied books in existence. And probably The Hobbit is the second most copied. You know? Like, Edgar Rice Burroughs invented portal fantasy. At least the way we conceive of it now. And like science fiction is the way we think of it now. But no one reads that in literature classes. I did see there was like one literature class once upon a time. Let's hide on! At my college on the Inklings. But like they didn't really read Tolkien with an eye to like what made people like Tolkien. It was more like, I don't know. Wasn't that? Whoa. Yeah, let's fight. I have to cure everybody up here. Oh, I should have done for Leia. Alright, so one of the swords is healing that guy. That's kind of unfortunate. Writing a little bit, mostly want to be able to understand and better interpret content I watch and read. Hydon and Hydonite. That's a cool sprite.
Like the sequels, I wasn't a fan, but couldn't put my finger on the deeper problems without my own commentaries. Well, that's fine. You read other people, and they give you that insight, and then you think about those things on your own. And then you become better at analyzing. Like, analyzing is its own vector, and it's a good thing to do. I have a whole chapter in my book on, like, consuming, why you should consume things. Man, I keep healing this guy. This guy keeps getting healed. Oh, the boss is dead. So if the boss dies, I think all these minions die too. That's fine. The Haidon King. Are you familiar with Samuel Hyde, the Ghost of Kiev? He's written 2 books. I watched his video on debt maxing. He's like, just take out debt. It's like, what are they going to do to you? Call you? Oh, no, I'm getting called. I'm getting phone calls. Skyrim or Oblivion, which one's better? I think Oblivion overall is better, but they each have their own qualities. I think Skyrim they have different atmospheres. So Oblivion has a much more, I don't know, I like the aesthetic of Oblivion a little better, with more, it feels like more Heartland kind of stuff. Skyrim has its own vectors, which I think are great. I think if you're going to go vanilla, I think Oblivion is better. If you're talking like modding it to be really good, Skyrim is better, because you can make Skyrim really into an amazing game. The systems in Skyrim are just not as good as they are in Oblivion. Oblivion's combat is just much better. The RPG systems are much better. Yeah, like the faces look a little like melted wax in 2022. You can fix that with mods, but Skyrim's everything's dirty and kind of, I don't know. They went with a much more desaturated aesthetic. It's okay, but I don't like it as much as Oblivion. But I like Skyrim a lot. I do enjoy Skyrim, and the fact that you can mod Skyrim in so many different ways makes it a really good game to play. But what about Morrowind? Like, Morrowind is probably the best of the lot in terms of depth of lore and RPG elements. So if you want an RPG, Morrowind is the best choice. If you want to really get deep lore, Morrowind is the best choice. Because they didn't do voice acting, everything's written, there's a lot more information interacting with NPCs in Morrowind versus the other 2 games. So it depends what you want. If you want like that lore, if you want to read the lore and stuff, Morrowind is the best. If you want gameplay, Oblivion is the best. If you want modding power and like graphical fidelity, obviously Skyrim's going to be the best. Just depends what you want. They're all great in their own ways. And then you can look at Arena and Daggerfall as great in their own ways too. Like, Daggerfall is basically an infinite game. Because it procedurally generates the dungeons, you could just do those forever. I just get bored of that after a while. What's all the hullabaloo? Listen to me, I defeated Haidon. You what? You beat Haidon? You're lying. Lying! No, he's not. He really defeated Haidon. Oh, if I didn't know better, I'd say that Haidon wasn't my only enemy. I don't believe this. This has to be a joke. Ho ho ho! By the way, how are your wounds healing, Gungo? Yeah? Oh, they're fine. Did George R. R. Martin try to best J.R.R. Tolkien and failed? That's a good way of thinking of it. I don't know. I think his books have their own qualities. That it's because as soon as you become ascendant or become big time, you start getting compared to Tolkien and or maybe J.K. Rowling if you're doing the young adult thing, right? So yeah, Brandon Sanderson will get interviewed and be like, "Let's compare you to Tolkien," and he'll be like, "No, that's not really. I do my own thing." Yeah, I think George R. R. Martin does his own thing, but he gets asked about Tolkien, and so then that's where the comparisons really arise. I'm not sure if he said like, "I set out to make Tolkien, but do this." He may have, but I think they have their own flavor. It's mostly that there's no ending in mind with George R. R. Martin's series. So that's different from Tolkien, where he knows like what the ultimate goal is. See that mountain? You can mod it into an anime cat girl. Morrowind's good. What happened to Skywind? I'm actually not interested. So I'll just pause this and just say, I'm not interested in, there's like a Sky Oblivion and a Skywind, right? Like porting these old games into Skyrim's modern graphics. Modern. 2011. They're over 10 years old. Here's the thing. I think part of the charm of the older games is the graphical presentation. I'm really not interested in playing Oblivion with Skyrim's engine, which is just an updated Oblivion engine. Why? The part of Oblivion is the aesthetic of Oblivion. It's the way it plays. I don't like Skyrim's combat system. It's inferior. Likewise, Morrowind, part of the charm of Morrowind is the way that world is interacted with. It's the gameplay of Morrowind. It's the RPG systems of Morrowind. It's not just the lore and the NPCs. It's the way the game plays that makes it fun. And they, so I'm not interested in those ports. It'd be, you can do a Morrowind graphics overhaul mod that will make the game look, in my opinion, quite good. Quite good. Not up to modern standards, obviously, but really good. Certainly better than the original release, which is quite desaturated and blocky. Much more colorful, but, that's that. There I was, in a cave that seemed endless. Then, before I knew it, Hydon appeared. I stared Hydon straight in the eye, lifted my staff, and let him have it. Kaw! Thwack! Crash! I wanted to show my enemy the true meaning of the word hero. I've been. Telling a tall tale. What happened to Grandpa? Oh, finally he nodded off. However, let's let him be. He's nice and quiet. Now how about my wounds? Wait, first let me thank you. You gave Grandpa a reason to go and defeat something that had tormented him for decades. Even if you were faking, that creature meant business. What a granddaughter he's raised. Amazing! And what a terrible actor you are. Yeah, Skyrim's great though. Go back and play Oblivion, and then go back and play Morrowind. Oblivion will prep you for Morrowind, because Morrowind is like, especially the beginning of Morrowind. So here's the thing about Morrowind. If you can get up to like level 5 in Morrowind, the game suddenly becomes way easier. It's like frustrating at level 1 because your weapon doesn't hit and your magic doesn't cast. You got to get some skills to like have the game be fun at the beginning of the game. And once it's fun, I would say the negative of Morrowind's gameplay is that the game becomes really easy after a while, like just trivial, because your character gets so powerful and things don't level with you, and you're just like, it becomes trivial except for a couple things, and like that's just the way the game goes. Oblivion, it doesn't stay trivial, like because your enemies are always at your level. It's a consistent challenge. And the thing about Oblivion is that it's total exploration. You can just go in any direction you want. You don't have to do anything. And you're always going to encounter enemies that you're capable of defeating and are capable of killing you, too. You're always going to have like not necessarily a fixed challenge, but a challenge that's reasonably within your ability to do it. And if you get to higher levels, yeah, you're not going to be able to use magic if you haven't used magic at all, but you should be really good at whatever you did do and whatever you like doing on that character, and that'll let you defeat those enemies. Only Cornpo could have been taken in by that performance. What's a good plot to use in comedic writing? Any plot will work with comedic writing. Any plot style will work, because comedy, I think, is a lot more about the jokes and the situations than it is like a plot structure. So any plot structure will work. A 3-act plot structure will work. I think what's really, like if you're thinking of like a main plot goal, I think what works for comedy is like, I don't know. I think of more, I don't think necessarily in terms of plot, but like setups. There's a lot of good comedy setups. Fish out of water. There's people pretending to be something they're not. That's always funny. That's like the importance of being earnest. still holds up as a comedy by Oscar Wilde, primarily because of the situations that are in it and like the jokes. Oh, I'm still poisoned. That's fun. I walked all the way back while suffering poison. There we go. Yeah, I'm streaming a little early because I may have to show my house later. Right, trying to sell this house. It's a good house. Once like you clean up your house and like make it really nice for the next people, and you're like, man, why didn't I do this for me? Why didn't I paint and remodel for me? Like, I remodeled my bathroom on my own, by the way. Didn't change the floors, but like put in new counters and stuff. Looks really good. I'm like, man, I should have done this when I moved in. Why didn't I do this? What does this guy sell? Oh, relics. Any I don't have? Nope. Any that I really want? Yep, I'll be moving back to East Texas, which is where I'm from originally. So really, we're going home. Not my wife's home, though. I don't want to hear your stories, actually. I don't. Yeah, having people stay with you works too. All of a sudden the house is more comfortable for you too. Yeah. Like having a clean house is a more peaceful house. I'm going to have to think about that for the next house. I need to like convince my kids to get rid of like a large portion of their toys, especially ones that they don't play with. It's like we have too many toys, too much stuff in general. Like I have way too much stuff personally because I have like this huge collection of guns. I need to like pare it down a little bit, I think. I have all mine and all my dad's, and I gave away like half my dad's to his family. I'll give away more maybe. I know his brother would like a few more of his guns, so I'll just give some away. As we get to Texas. McDonald's removed their salads when coronavirus started for no logical reason, and that was the one thing you could get that could be moderately good for you. I'm really pissed about the lack of hyper-convenient, healthy food. So here's the thing about Japan, right? Like, in Japan, you can get McDonald's, but you can also get all this super convenient, healthy food as well. So the fact that, yeah, people in Japan eat McDonald's, but they also eat, like, all kinds of other things that are good for them. And they can get them really easy. Like, you can head out at lunch and get things that are actually good for you. And, like, it's kind of hard to do that in America. You know? Yeah, like the salad. Or just anything that's not fried in vegetable oil. The switch to vegetable oil was, like, awful. Alright, let's try the Cultist Tower again. I'm not sure what the Cultist Tower is. Let me look at my map. Fanatics Tower. Fanatics Tower. Alright, it's in the middle of this island up here. I thought so. Now let's go ahead and we will change our party. We can only do magic, so we kind of got to set up like a magic-only party. Oh. So we definitely want... Juno has good magic. Lucina has good magic. Lamo. He's a mime. We could try him out. Probably... Try lame-o. Actually, we probably want to do Cornpo. Because I think he can do his... I don't think he can do Sketch. I think Sketch doesn't work, so... do Lamo, Messina, Juno, and... Cornpo. And we will... equip people, and we'll redo our relics and stuff. I'm trying to remember how to use this guy. He's like a mime, so let's go skills. Let's do optimum. And since I think we can't attack, we'll maybe switch that. I'll switch that in a minute. All right. I think we want the enhancer, because that'll pump up our magic power quite a bit. This is fine. Maybe the circlet. I don't want the silk robe, that's kind of weak. Want the red cap? Maybe? Red cap is good. And actually we don't need the red cap because that's... No, we do want that. Scimitar. Is there one that like pump up our magic power a little bit? The Blizzard. Morning Star. Flame Saber, Thunderblade. I'll do Blizzard and Flame Saber. And so that'll be good. Radius. There we go. And we need our Espers. I'm sure he knows Ultima. We all know these. Yeah, we'll do Tritok. And then Espers. How's he doing on this one? Menuing, it's so interesting, right? Oh, we almost have Cure 3. Alright. How are we doing on Raiden? Almost there. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good to go. How's Lent going for everyone? It's almost done. I named the... Why did I name it? The chat named her. Man, chat is wild. There's like theological people are like, let's talk about theology, and then someone's like, I just took a dump that set off the smoke alarm. Oh, let's save. Let's save. All right. Here we go. there. Oh, I forgot to do relics. Did I give him relics? I'm not sure what to give him. I want the gold hairpin for sure. And something else. There we go. Shoes. So the offering. We're going to try it out. See if it lets us get through it. I don't think it does. We have earrings. Earrings might be good. Maybe I only have one earring though. I didn't think about that. I thought I had two. Oh, there we go. Let's try that. Let's try it out. Ah, we can only do magic. Okay, that's... Here we go. Do pure 2. We'll just heal for now. Nice 2. Nice 3. Mimic. Ooh, Osmos, that's bad. We have life. Go. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I can cast Imp on myself. That'll get me out of it. We're almost dead here. There's the Mimic. There we go. Phoenix down. Oh, a green cherry. I think you get double cast at the end of this, so that's pretty good. Get rid of the Genji gloves because those aren't doing anything. See our relic. Take this stuff off. Put on our gold hairpin, and then we'll do maybe running shoes. So we can go fast. Something that'll raise our magic power here. Flame Saber. Alright, there we go. Okay. Thunder Shield, Cursed Shield. Maybe there's a different shield. Like Flame Shield. Whoa. Force shield. Alright. get to the top here. Lame-o. Let's do... Oh, she died immediately. We really want to do... I don't know, Fire 3? Or could we do Dimmy? No. Ultima. Magic. Let's do Life 2 on Cornpo. Alright, Ultima works. Alright. Cornpo! You just keep getting banged down, son. We can give him... He's got the ribbon. He's okay. Optimate's rule. Wait, there's a door there. Oh, shoot. Level 10 magic, level 20 magic. I don't have Ultima, do I? I need to get Ultima. Here, top off our MP real quick. Oh, it reflected back. Hope I didn't do anything. We have, does he reflect fire, or is it... Let's find out. So here's reflect. Maybe we have to, like... How do we get past that? Dispel. See if that works. Bye, Cornpo. See if that works. Alright. Nope, still has reflect up. Okay. How do we get past that? That's a little weird. Okay, so Ultima will hit through reflect anyway. Okay. So that's an interesting thing here. Alright. So let's try this. I'm gonna have reflect. I don't think I do. There's Ultima. There we go. All right. See what we've got here. There we go. Wall ring. I want the sprint shoes and the ribbon. Who doesn't need this? Here, let's go. Wall ring. And we'll see if we can put the wall ring on someone else here too. Now we need that. Wall ring. No, we're out of those. That's fine. When do we get more content from Future David? I don't know. Whenever I can make content. It's been really hard to make content. Because I've had so much on my plate. It's just how it is sometimes. You know, modern life. Oh, wait, I wanted to check in the door. Safety bit. Is there a safety bit? Protects from mortal magic attacks. Alright. Try that. Alright, let's go fire 3, and we're gonna bounce it off of him. Magic Ultima. Gimmick. Magic. Model. Magic. Alright. Ultima! Interesting. I can still use items. So if I want to heal someone, I can use an item. That's good. Let's defend. This guy doesn't know enough magic. Alright. Lucina learned some magic. Let's change that around. To what do we want? Ultima. That's what we want. Alright. And then we don't need Starlet. We can do Phoenix, or Phoenix is fire. Okay, that's cool. Tritalk. Tritalk. Times 1. Let's get him some. It's gotta have some stuff that like does more than that. Times 5. Times 20. There we go. Do Bismarck. Alright. So he'll learn those pretty quick. Lore. Can't use lore right now. Alright. Alright. Let's go. Up the tower we go. Up, 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 up. To the top. Oh. Can't mimic anything. Ultima. Is there anything we need here? Magic. There we go. Oh, we learned quick. Cornpo learned all of those in one battle. Alright. Good job, Cornpo. Phoenix. Useful. Tri-talk. Useful. Is there something we can learn before we get to the top of the tower? Like haste and slow. That's useful. Ah, my dog wants in. She's like, you're in there, and I don't know where everyone else is. We'll do tri-talk. It's a little slow, but whatever. Actually, because it's going to take a while to learn that. Because this is like ×1, I think, right? Yeah, let's do Phoenix. Because then we can learn Fire 3 a little bit here. Life, yeah, let's do Phoenix. Alright. And, no. We don't need Raiden anymore, right? We learned quick. Alexander. Starlet. She knows like everything here. This is like my best character now. Alright, remove. It's kind of weak, but whatever. There we go. More tower. Ultima. Now we can do well, Ultima does the trick. And luckily we can mimic things like Ultima. Monster! Genji shield, what does that do? Magic defense, way up. Alright, I'll take it. I'm just ultimate it. Why not? I just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. Whoa. See if I can get some mana from these guys real quick. She's sleeping. They just keep casting it on themselves. It's great. Oh, the sleep went through. Zero. He healed himself with fire. And he just keeps casting Osmos. Oh, I should have read somebody. Let's see here. Bolt 2 was there. All right. Do Osmos. I need some mana. Alright, let's just do it. Oh, I healed him. Shoot. Just keep healing this guy. He just keeps slowing himself. There we go. Now we got enough mana to do whatever we want. Ooh. Alright. There we go. That was pretty vicious. Oh, there's the dragon. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can kill him. White dragon. Ultima! 10k! Let's see what his ultimate hits for. Am I burying the saint to help sell my house? I am not. Alright, we got him. Honestly, that wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy. Two dragons left. I still haven't killed all the dragons. Magic urn. I wonder what we do with these guys. Kill him? I don't know. Oh, these guys, I think they heal you. I think they heal you rather than a stunner. I don't know what the stunner does. Is it? I don't know what it is. Randomly casts Pearl. Actually, don't know what Pearl does. Yep, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna Google it because it's faster. Oh, it's an item. It's a really strong item. Randomly cast stop. But only Shadow can use it, so I don't even have him in the party, so who cares? Oh, Pearl is holy. Okay. Up the tower we go. Yeah, Stunner slows their initiative, so they take longer to take a turn. Remedy doesn't really do anything. I'm about out of time, I realize, for this stream. I want to see if I can get up to the top here. I mean, Cornpo's gonna die from the Cursed Shield right now. Which is kinda sucks. But once he dies, I don't think he has the countdown anymore, which is good. Oh, he's gonna res him. Sweet. Okay. All right. I'm done with you, Magic Urn. Go away. Oh, come on, Magic Urn. Just heals him. There we go, finally. Well, Cornpo learned a good spell. Man, this tower is really tall. Up we go. It's like walking up the stairs in Final Fantasy VII, if you remember that. Alright. Juno learned some Bolt. Ragnarok. Anything you don't know? I guess. You don't know Bolt 3. Oh yeah, you have to like tap A to go up the stairs? Oh my gosh. That was awful. I remember playing that game at a friend's house 30 years ago. Horse armor. Castlevania likes stairs too, yeah. Yeah, you gotta time Mimic correctly here. If you don't do Mimic correctly, then it, you know, you just kind of do useless stuff. Alright, now we got our topped off magic and just kill these guys. Ouch. Bye-bye, Corn Pop. Pure. Ultima. Here we go. Poor Corn Pop just keeps dying. I should have grabbed a relay instead. Oh well. See what's in here. Oh, okay. Obviously. Let's keep going up and up and up and up and up. Alright. Level 90 magic. Ooh. Here we go. Flare. There we go. Poor old Cornpo. He doesn't have any skills. Could give him like something like the Ice Shield or a Thunder Shield. Let's give him a Thunder Shield. I mean, he's just like, we don't need to gimp him that hard with the Cursed Shield. And then we can probably take that ribbon off and put something else on him. I don't know what. No, we'll leave the ribbon on. Why not? Should have gold hairpin. Actually, it's probably better. Wait. I have an extra ribbon? I don't think I do. Let's give him something different here. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Mike. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for the stream. Hope all is well. It's doing all is well. Hopefully, if I could sell my house and get out of this state here. then yeah. But, you know, they just raised the interest rate, so people may not be able to buy as much. Receive gym box. Is that it? I thought there was a boss here. Magic into X magic. Yeah. Now we got to get down. Think. Oh, here's the boss. Here's the boss. Here we go. Should have given that double cast to what's her face. Master Kefka's treasure. Return it now. Let's. In fact, we could do that. Wall ring on. Where is it? Double Ultima. Alright, here we go. Master Kefka's treasure. Master Kefka's treasure. I'm thirsty. Man, I've been streaming for 2 hours and now I'm thirsty. Probably missed a bunch of chats because I was too focused on the game. I'm trying out the restream option because, you know, I could stream to Twitter. There's no one watching on Twitter though, you know, because I haven't been on Twitter for like 2 months. Alright, here we go. Master. Let's see what we got here. Fire 3. Oh. Yeah. Zero. I think he's changing like his affinity. Wall change. Twitter is under new management. Perhaps I still probably won't bother. I just stayed off it for Lent. And that's what that was about. Oh, that healed him. Every turn he's like under a different random kind of element. Weak against Earth. You just have to get Ultima will go through anything. If you get like Ultima and Mimic working at the same time, it's just like pretty powerful. I've done like 40,000 damage to him. This guy's tough. Double Ultima. We could do like double Ultima and then Mimic double Ultima. How to MP. Bam. I should be plugging the books. So you can read the first trilogy of Moonsong. And check out the Pulp Rock anthology that has a novella of mine inside, so you can check that out. And this is a free book put together by J.D. Cowan called Gen Y. Oh, I got killed. Wasn't paying attention there. Started plugging books and I died. Alright. Use some of those elixirs. Use it on Kumpo. The gym box. Wall ring. Down here. Thank you, Sound Engraver. Alright, let's try again. See if we can get like the quad Ultima going. Comes a ghost. But he's not a ghost. He's something else. Let's get him. There we go. Should be able to mimic. defend. Let's see if he does 2 Ultimas. We'll find out. No, he just does 1. No, he does 2. Sweet. Yeah, this is the combo here. You do double Ultima, and then the Mimic does double Ultima. Lamo. Osimo, the robot. And then the Mimic should do double Ultimate as well. So when he dies, he annihilates my party. Oh, so I have to have that 1 Relic equipped. Okay, I understand now. I understand now. Okay, that's what it is. There's that 1 Relic you got on the way, you have to have that equipped. That's what it is. What is it called? Safety bit. Alright. So we're just going to do that again, but we'll do it better this time. Alright, I figured it out. You have to have that relic because no matter what, like you're gonna get killed. Unless you have like 10,000 health. Alright. Defend. Ultima. Double Ultima. Defend. So we can get Mimic. Double Ultimate Mimics. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'm almost done here. I've gone way longer than I intended to. But it's okay. Quad Ultima. Do I have life 3? I don't have life 3. I don't have it. No, I do. These are cool spell effects. Alright, that still didn't work. Okay, so that didn't work. So the lethal magic damage thing didn't work at all. Alright, I think we do have to cast Life 3 on everybody, and that's what we have to do. As he casts ultimate at the end here. There's life 3. I don't think I have life 3 on this guy though. I have Berserk? No. Just do Cure 2 on her. You can also cast Berserk on this guy, thinking that he just attacks you. Here he goes. No. I have Berserk. Not on this character anyways. I think these guys have wall on, so I can't re-raise them, unfortunately. So we can do... just defend. Alright. Thank you, Dracula X13. Alright, that's how we survive it. Steam Remote Play. Steam Deck is no longer available. See that in the corner. I guess my son's playing with my Steam Deck. Mega Elixir. Alright. Can we just warp out of here? I have work. I mean, it's not because we gotta walk out of here. Shouldn't be too bad getting out of here though. Alright, thank you for the tip. We're getting out of here. X Magic. Ice 3. Fire 3. Yeah, we should just use Ultima. Like, you use like Ultima, which will kill them all, plus like. Actually, let's do. Gosh, we could do this every time, huh? We could do Osmos plus Ultima. There we go. This will be easy. Here we go. You already sucked his mana. Oh, maybe not. There we go. There, Lucina learned Ultima. Yeah. Here. All right. Already learned. Hasn't learned Life 3, but we could probably use some like more magic here. These guys are strong enough, like, one Ultima is not killing them enough. Alright, I'm going to get to the bottom of the tower and then I'm going to sign off here because I'm way over time. You know, warp to the bottom of the tower, apparently. Oh my gosh. More. Let's do Osmos and Ultima. Magic. Lame-o, you died! Here we go. Just keep going down the mountain. Ultima! Eight magic points. You get a lot of magic points in this tower. That's for sure. Ooh. Check. I mean, is there any... Where are we at with this Tritok? Bolt 3, almost there. I guess we could do Terrato, because we don't have those spells yet. I forgot to yell at Cornpo. Let's do Osmos. Oops. Forgot I can't heal him directly in battle. Just reflect on. I don't think I'll be using Cornpo like much after this. I have a all right. Berserk. I think I need to call the stream. I'm going way over just going down this tower. I'll go over the... I'll do one more battle and then we'll call it. Back attack. My guys are about to die, so hopefully I don't die right here. Go. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for me today. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me early on a Saturday instead of late. And I really do appreciate the super chats. I've got the books plugged. I will not be streaming next week because I'll be driving. I'll be doing a 12-hour, unless I'm like streaming from the car, which is probably not a good idea. I'll be doing a 12-hour drive between, let's see here, was it Saturday? I'll be driving from Needles to El Paso, I think, next week. So that'll be fun. They should set an elevator in the tower. Oh, you're welcome for the Elder Scrolls videos. I'll do another one like beginner tips for Elder Scrolls. That one will be fun. I've been meaning to do like tons of content, but I just have not had the time to do it. So that's just how it goes sometimes. Can't get too upset about it. But anyway, I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to tip your waiter, and have a great one.